defense. Boston comes out with the second best PK at an 86.3 efficiency rating.
Digit did say that she was talking to Blake and
chance there, and Toronto scores just like that. Sorry to cut you off, Allie.
No.
But out of nowhere, the Toronto Furies capitalize on the power play, and it's 1-0.
No slow legs for them there, that's for sure. I was just going to say that Digit said she doesn't mind if Blake adds a little bit of punch to her game, but just wait until they're up a couple goals.
Well, certainly not the best time to take a penalty early on here. It's Megan Arts who gets the goal for Toronto, her 4th of the season and her 5th. And here's a look at it. Great work by our crew to get that replay up and ready. Nice through the neutral zone. Garland, check that. That's Lane. She takes the shot and she scores! Short side along the ice, but it beats Sammy Jo Small. And with 15:02 left in the first period, we are all tied up at 1. Rachel Lane's her 4th goal of the season, 7th point this year, and here's a look at that goal, Allie.
She definitely just took advantage of that mistake there by Arts. Used the space that she had in front of her, and that is, yeah, that one just squeaked right by her.
Marson gloves it down, and she'll fire that one right back in. Prevost has it on her stick. Stick handles into the slot. She scores! Carolyn Prevost, a quick release, and it's 2-1 Toronto.
Prevost leads the Furies in points. That was her 15th point in 13 games now, sorry. 7 goals, 8 assists this season. She has been tremendous.
Well, and for the Furies, that is a very dangerous line consisting of Carrie Madamo, Chevry, Kohanchuk, and Prevost and Cotterill. She passed that one off, and now at the point, Burns to Bolden, back to Burns. Wrist shot, that one stopped. Big rebound there, and oh, Sammy Jo Small with a huge save. Now it's up to Boston to get something going. Rambo with the puck on her stick. She lets a shot go. That one off the skate of a D-man, and then she backhands it in. Emma Rambo, her first goal, and now her 14th game this season, just her 2nd point. But that is a big one. Boston gets it through the neutral zone before they turn it over. Wilson dishes it off. There's a shot from Bolden, and they score! Bolden took the shot, but it was Wilson right in front of the goal. I think she got a piece of it. It gets by Brittany Ott, and just like that. Allie, let's have a look at this one, and let's keep an eye on Wilson, number 8 in blue, as she gets herself towards the net there. Pass out in front, and Boston trying to get something going shorthanded here. You have to like that aggressiveness, but will this come back to hurt them? A 3-on-1 now for Toronto. Bonello with the pass. Prevost, she puts it away. Oh, over-aggressiveness, shorthanded from Boston, did come back to haunt them, and Toronto increases the lead. It's now 4-2 for the Furies.
When you are putting in forwards on the blue line, you're going to expect kind of a blue line to step up and play a bit more offensively. But when you're shorthanded, it's not the time or the place to be jumping into the rush.
Arts, she's going against Burns. Arts drops it. Carrie Madamo with the shot. What a save! Brittany Ott just robs her, flashing the leather on a huge glove save.
All intuition on Ott's part there.
And about 4 or 5 other girls that, you know, their time has passed. Here's a chance, though, in tight. Oh, Ott got a piece of it. The 2-on-1. It's still loose, and they bang away. Alyssa Bolden taps it in. Ott in disbelief. But the final buzzer sounds, and it is the Toronto Furies who are victorious by a final score of 5-2.
Small coming out big in a big 5-2 victory over Boston. What are some positives that can be taken from this game into tomorrow's matchup?
Well, I think we came out a little bit flat, to be honest, and Summer West, our coach, came in between the first and second, and I think just reiterated what we worked on in practice throughout the week, speed and intensity around the puck and making sure that we win the battles. And despite the fact that they still got some shots, I feel like we kept them more to the outside, and the shots tended to not be breakaways or odd man rushes. So I think what we really did well as a team is work collectively together.
Well, you did come out pretty strong, I'd say, with 30 seconds into the game with that nice goal. But goaltender to goaltender, Ott played a pretty solid game. What are you going to go into the room and say to the rest of your teammates to solve her tomorrow if she's between the pipes?
For sure. I was pretty excited to see her play. I've never seen her play, and she's put up some pretty good numbers this year. She's a fabulous goaltender, and she moves so well. She's a little bit of a shorter goaltender, although that's not how we scored. So I think just getting the pucks to the net, she sees a lot of rubber during games. And so you know that she's probably going to stop the first one, but if she can't see the puck, then there's not much she can do about it. And I think we did a really good job tonight of getting in her way and shooting through defensemen. And I think that she is an incredible goalie who put up some great numbers in the NCAA, and coming here to play for Boston, she's their force. And if we can beat her early, then that really makes a huge difference.
Speaking of some force, a lot of players stepping up for the Furies in the absence of Wakefield and Johnson, Spooner. Who are some of those girls that came up so clutch tonight?
Yeah, I think missing the Olympians is huge, but every team is missing the Olympians. I think this Boston team has like 14 rookies on their team. Yeah. We have 11 or 12, so it's been a different year for sure. I think it's been sort of a growing process, and every game that we go out there, we get to know each other a little bit better. The really great thing about this team is we don't really have too much of a difference between the first and fourth line, so that really is great for our coach. She can kind of play who's going and who's on a roll. Janelle Kohanchuk, who we just acquired at Christmas, has been a huge help, and you can tell out there, I mean, she was one of the cuts from the national team, one of the last cuts. You can tell that she's just one of the best players on the ice, and she's going to get her groove and eventually score some big goals for us. She's just exciting to watch, and some of her line mates that she plays with, Corey Chevry, she played amazing, put a really nice goal in. That's only her second goal this season, and yet she probably scores the most in practice, so we're looking for her to put the puck in and continue to do that. So that was great to see, and I was just so proud of her tonight.
And finally, 5 more games against Boston this season. What are you going to bring forward in those games? Do you think it's a bit of an advantage to play them so often at the end?
Well, I think it's an interesting coaching dynamic. Digit Murphy, their coach, is probably the best coach that we'll ever see in the league. She's been around, and she played an interesting style to start off with, having one of their players at my blue line. I've never seen that before. So I think Summer did a great job combating that and letting our defensemen know to just sort of stay with the play. And then it kind of felt like we were on a power play. She changed her coaching tactics going into third period. But I know she always has something up her sleeve. And that's the thing with Summer that I think is so great, is she can kind of roll with it and see and learn from Digit as well. And Summer's only in her third year of coaching, so it'll be a growing process for her as well. And as we move on against Boston, I think what the great thing is starting with a win makes us have some confidence that we can continue that role. Really, it only matters at the Clarkson Cup, but if we have some confidence going into the Clarkson Cup, that surely helps.
All right, thank you so much for doing this for me, Sammy.
Thank you so much.
Big 5-2 win for the Toronto Furies. Thank you for tuning in.